So hello from Green-Mopeds in London. Today we thought we'd give you a quick run round of the Ducati version of the Soco CUx, as we now have our sample bike, and to compare it to the standard CUx. The first thing to say is that technically speaking it is the same as the standard CUx. It has a 1300 watt Bosch motor, which as you can see is in the hub of the bike down here. Underneath the seat it has the same battery, which is a 60 volt 30 amp hour battery, which will give you about 35-mile range. It can be de-restricted and make full use of the 2.7 kilowatt maximum power, which means that although this bike comes as standard as a 28 mile an hour moped, you can de-restrict it and get it up to about the high 30s, so about 36, 37, and you'll see how to do that on our YouTube channel. It has front and rear disc brakes, as you can see here. I'll show you the other one on the other side. Here you can see that it has the capability of having a camera, although European models, well in the UK at least, do not yet have that, although we're looking at sourcing them ourselves for our customers. It also has underneath here a USB port for a phone. The dashboard, which you're probably familiar with if you've seen any of our other videos, you have this 3-mode capability here, which will get you to, as I said, 28 mile an hour max in mode 3, or about 36, 37 if you de-restrict the bike. It's very simple controls. As you can see, you have your trip and you also have your remaining battery. Here you have indicators, lights, cruise control if you are able to get somewhere where you can use cruise control. The indicators are actually silent on this bike, they're not self-cancelling like on a NIU. The bike to compare this to would be an M Plus, I would say, or maybe a Model N NIU, because the Model N is slightly bigger and heavier. Model N is about 95 kilos, this is about 70 kilos. The NIU M Plus is about the same weight, but has a greater range from its battery. It can do about 60 miles in its battery, whereas I said this one can do about 30 miles on its battery. Here you see that you get, in the box, you get a second fob and key. This bike does have an alarm. Here you can see that you get a instruction manual and a service schedule. The service schedule for these bikes is pretty low maintenance, as you'd expect from an electric bike. It's essentially nuts and bolts, checking the brakes and things like that. Quite a nice design on the rear end for the lights that you can see right here. And also if you go to the front, we like the fact that the lights are actually built into the handlebars, so in other words they move with the handlebars, which means that when you turn into a corner you will actually have the lights going into the corner as you turn into it, which you don't get on the NIU, because on the NIU the light is centrally mounted here. Another small but maybe important feature is that the seat is flat, as we've said before, which means that you can sit wherever you like on it. The NIU M Plus seat is larger, but it does have a ridge in it, which would mean that you have to sit essentially where you're told to sit, if you like. The other thing to notice about this bike is that it is fairly narrow, so there is the ability to have extra footrests that sort of stick out here and here, so that will give your feet a bit more space. But the main reason that people might choose this bike is obviously for the branding, as you can see, Ducati. Currently you're paying a little bit of a premium for this, because it is, you know, an officially branded bike from Ducati, although Ducati dealers are not selling them. They're only being sold by Soco dealers such as ourselves. So, but you are paying a little bit of a premium for it, and currently that premium is £200 extra for this Ducati branding. Okay, so essentially that's it. There isn't so much else to tell you. The charging time is about 6 hours from flat if you were to let it go flat, which is typically not recommended. You're meant to really keep them topped up as you go along. But other than that, I hope that gives you some useful information. As I said, the pre-ordering is available now for the forthcoming batch, which will be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Any questions, please feel free to contact us at hello@green-mopeds.com, and thanks very much.